The sun began to dip below the Galilean hills, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple. Thousands of people, a sea of humanity, followed a man named Jesus into the wilderness. I was there, a boy named Samuel, just 8 years old. My little feet struggled to keep up as the crowd ascended a grassy slope, but I didn't care. I was clutching a small straw basket, a precious gift from my mother. That morning, when news spread that Jesus was near our village, I begged my mother to let me go. A widow who worked tirelessly from dawn till dusk, she hesitated. We barely had enough food for ourselves. But something in my pleading eyes must have softened her heart. "Take this," she said, placing 5 small barley loaves, the bread of the poor, and 2 dried fish into my basket. "It's all we have, but at least you won't go hungry." I kissed her goodbye and raced to join the crowd. Hours later, the reality of the situation began to set in. There were more than 5,000 men, not even counting the women and children. Maybe 15,000 people in total. Murmurs rippled through the crowd. "I'm so hungry." "The children are exhausted. We should have brought more food." I glanced down at my own small basket. 5 loaves, 2 fish. It would be so easy to sneak away and eat it all myself. No one would even notice. But a feeling deep in my heart told me to wait. I'd just seen Jesus perform wonders. He had healed so many people. The blind could now see, the paralyzed could walk. But now I saw one of his disciples, a man named Philip, approach him with a worried look. "Master, it's getting late," he said. "This is a remote place. Send the people away so they can go to the villages and buy food for themselves." Jesus looked at his disciples with a gaze that seemed to pierce right through the surface of things. "They do not need to go away," he said calmly. "You give them something to eat." A heavy silence fell over the group. I could almost hear Philip's mind racing. Even 200 denarii wouldn't be enough to buy each person a single bite of bread, he exclaimed. Another disciple, Andrew, had been searching through the crowd, looking for any solution. That's when he found me. "Son," he asked, "do you have any food in there?" Instinctively, I hugged my basket tighter. It was all I had. It was the meal my mother, with her calloused hands and endless love, had packed just for me. I have a little, sir," I stammered. Would you be willing to share?" Andrew's voice was gentle. I looked at the vast crowd, stretching as far as I could see. Then I looked back at my tiny basket. 5 little loaves, 2 small fish. The math made no sense. It was impossible. But then my eyes found Jesus in the distance, the man who made the blind see, the man who radiated hope. With trembling hands, I held out my basket. "You can take it all." Andrew led me through the crowd to Jesus. "Master," he said, "there is a boy here with 5 barley loaves and 2 fish. But what is that for so many?" Jesus knelt down, so his eyes were level with mine. They were like deep, calm waters filled with compassion. He placed his large hands over my small ones on the basket. "Thank you, son," he said, his voice full of warmth. "Today, you will see that nothing is too small when it's placed in God's hands." Then Jesus gave an order that seemed completely absurd. "Have the people sit down on the grass." The disciples organized the crowd, and soon the entire hillside was covered with people sitting in groups of 50 and 100. 5,000 men, plus all the women and children, waiting. Jesus took my 5 loaves and 2 fish. He looked up to heaven and gave thanks. "Father," he prayed, "thank you for this food, and thank you for this boy who didn't count what he had, but trusted in what you can do." And then, something happened that I will never, ever forget. Jesus began to break the bread, and break it, and break it. My little basket didn't empty, it overflowed. The disciples began passing the food out, and it kept multiplying in their hands. The bread was warm and fresh, as if it had just been pulled from an oven. The fish was savory and delicious, far better than the simple dried fish I had brought. People ate. They ate until they were full. Children who had been crying from hunger were now laughing, their faces smudged with food. Exhausted mothers found their strength again. Weary elders were renewed. I watched it all, tears streaming down my face. My tiny offering, everything I had, was feeding thousands. I thought of my mother. Even with so little, she always found a way to give. She taught me that generosity isn't about how much you give, but about the heart with which you give it. When everyone had eaten their fill, Jesus said, "Gather the pieces that are left over, let nothing be wasted." The disciples collected the leftovers and filled 12 baskets, 12 full baskets, from my 5 small loaves and 2 little fish. Jesus came over to me and placed a hand on my shoulder. "You see, Samuel," he said with a smile, "when you put the little you have in God's hands, He does the impossible. You didn't just feed thousands today. You taught everyone here a lesson they will never forget. Nothing is impossible for those who trust." I ran all the way home, my heart feeling like it would burst. I had left with 5 loaves and 2 fish. I was returning with a story that had changed my life. When I burst through the door, my mother was waiting, worried by how late it was. Mom, you won't believe what happened." As I recounted every single detail of the miracle, she began to cry. Tears of joy, because her 5 simple barley loaves, prepared with so much love, had been used by God for something extraordinary. That day, I learned a lesson I've carried with me ever since. God doesn't need you to have a lot. He just needs you to offer all you have. It doesn't matter if it seems small in your eyes. In the hands of Jesus, the impossible becomes possible. The insufficient becomes abundant. The small becomes extraordinary. I wasn't rich. I wasn't important. I wasn't powerful. But I was willing. And that willingness changed everything. Right now, Jesus is looking at you the same way He looked at me. He's not asking, "How much do you have?" He's asking, "Are you willing to trust me with what you have?" Maybe you feel like your faith is too small, your resources too limited, your talents too insignificant. But I want you to hear this. Jesus specializes in multiplying the impossible. So today, I challenge you. Place what you think is small into God's hands. Your faith the size of a mustard seed, your 5 loaves and 2 fish, your little bit. And then get ready to watch God do what only He can do. Transform your little into much and your impossible into a miracle. If this story touched your heart, please leave a comment below saying, "I trust." And if you want more stories to strengthen your faith, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell, because just like me, you have a miracle story waiting to happen. The only question is, are you willing to give Him what's in your hands? For nothing will be impossible with God.